We begin with the latest on Karmelo Anthony's appeal. He's serving 35 years on a murder conviction for stabbing Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in Frisco. But Anthony's attorneys are asking for a new trial, and any moment now, the judge could give us his decision. Our senior crime and justice reporter Rebecca Lopez just came out of the Collin County courtroom, where she has been there all day long following this case. What's the latest, Rebecca?
Well, Adriana, there were fireworks in the courtroom today between two former law partners about how an agreement between prosecutors and defense attorneys broke down and how that possibly had an impact on how defense attorneys applied their case here or tried their case. The two sides made a gentleman's agreement not to introduce character evidence or prior bad acts involving Austin and Hunter Metcalf or Karmelo Anthony. But Toby Shook testified that just before Anthony was expected to take the stand and claim self-defense, prosecutor Bill Wardsky said the agreement did not apply to Anthony. That meant Anthony could not be questioned about any allegation involving his former girlfriend and text messages in which she alleged he threatened to hurt her. Now, Shook says the defense based its trial strategy on that agreement, and prosecutors pulled the rug out from under them.
Part of the defensive theory is that, look, you didn't anticipate that Karmelo Anthony was going to testify because you were winning, and you were winning because we weren't asking hard questions because we were relying on the agreement in the first place. And so this is just some of the complicated things that this judge has to untangle in this motion for new trial, and will almost certainly have to be untangled on appeal.
Look, things became really tense between Shook and Bill Wardsky. And again, these guys have known each other for a long time, and Shook got really upset and angry actually on the stand today. And right now what they are hearing in the courtroom is now Bill Wardsky is being questioned. And yesterday we heard the prosecutors, or the defense rather, go line by line about prior acts that Hunter and Austin Metcalf had been involved in and about racist comments. Today, what they are hearing right now are prosecutors going line by line about Karmelo Anthony's past and some of the allegations about violence and some disciplinary actions, and also some assaults that he had in his past as well. His attorneys are seeking a new trial, and again, a judge is expected to testify, or make a decision rather, sometime later tonight, tomorrow. He has to have that decision made, though, by Monday, when the deadline for an appeal runs out. So that's what's happening right now, Adriana, and we'll have more for you coming up at 5, 6, and 10. Back to you.
Our thanks to you, Rebecca. And our coverage doesn't stop here. Tonight, Rebecca and our team of reporters covering this case, they're going to meet with legal experts to discuss what happens next. You can see their in-depth analysis in our After the Hearing special. It airs immediately after our 10 p.m. newscast on WFAA+. A developing story out of Montague County. A wildfire evacuation notice has been lifted for areas west of St. Joe, and we just learned crews are making progress on a fast-moving wildfire there. The fire has already burned about 30 acres, and at last check, the Texas A&M Forest Service reports it's only 25% contained. So we will keep an eye on that. But as we get into weather with Pete, it's dry out there, and all week long, our poor crews, they've been out there covering these fires, and those fire crews too. It just hasn't stopped.
And it's only going to worsen over the next couple of weeks. Until we have widespread rain, it's just not going to get any better. And I don't have any widespread rain in my forecast. I mean, I have like a 10%, there's like a 5% chance now until around 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. And then there's a 10% chance tomorrow. And that's mainly east of the Metroplex. I'm not saying we couldn't see something in Dallas, Fort Worth, but it's mainly east of the Dallas area. So, and then the next 14 days, I mean, we got lucky today. We missed it by 1 degree. We hit 99. And what time do you think we hit 99 today? It was odd. It was an odd time.
7 a.m.
Well, you're not, I wish you were way off.
I've been skipping the walks because it's so hot early in the morning.
It was 85 degrees at 6 this morning.
Oh, goodness.
But it was 90, at 11:30 this morning, we hit 99.
Wow.
And then there was a complex of thunderstorms up in Oklahoma that triggered a gust front. That moved through, brought some clouds in, and really helped the temperatures stay down today.
More of that. More of that.
We do need more of that. You're right. Let me show you this. Here we go. There is the heat advisory in effect for those areas shaded in orange, and the extreme heat warning for the Metroplex and most of North Texas. Highs tomorrow up to 105, and then down here in this heat advisory, highs of 103 plus. So 105 plus for Dallas, Fort Worth tomorrow. And it's hot outside right now. In Fort Worth, it's 98. At least it's not as brutal as it has been. A heat index of 102. Same thing at DBU. It's 96. A heat index of 98 degrees. And there you go. Those are the clouds. That's that complex of thunderstorms up in Oklahoma that's fizzled out, but it helped hold the temperatures down. I'll be back in a few minutes. I have a 14-day forecast and the full weekend outlook. It's coming up.
Tonight, friends and family will come together to remember a North Texas Marine who died during Marine Corps training in California. 18-year-old Aiden Craig died earlier this month. Craig suffered a medical emergency during his 7th week of training at Camp Pendleton. His death is still under investigation right now. We do know that he graduated from Wiley High School. That was just in May. Well, there will be a candlelight vigil for Craig at Wiley ISD Stadium. It starts tonight at 8:30. His funeral will be at Cottonwood Church in Allen tomorrow, and we expect to hear more about his life tonight at 6. It could take 2 weeks to clean up the train derailment we showed you live yesterday. Remember that crazy mess? Well, it was a traffic disaster too, blocking several roads in Mansfield. Roads and crossings are closed south of Broad Street even now, east of 360, while Union Pacific crews work to clean up cars. No hazardous material was spilled. That's the good news, and no one was injured in that derailment. The cause, by the way, still under investigation. New at 4, we're getting a first look at the very first Boys and Girls Club serving Denton County. The idea to open a club here began in 2021. The U.S. Census says 1 in 17 children in Denton County experience poverty, and the Boys and Girls Club, they wanted to make a difference, and it sure will. It'll offer special programs, resources, mentorship, healthy living, and academic support to kids between the ages of 6 and 18. Huge impact there. The newly remodeled 10,000 square foot facility is a converted retired fire station. How cool is that? Well, if you saw this animal outside a North Texas strip mall, you might have had a lot of questions, starting with, what is that? North Richland Hills police had to answer that question after a small mammal turned up outside a DFW strip mall. It wasn't a kitten, wasn't a dog. They said it was a kinkajou. What is that? Well, an officer safely scooped up the animal, which was hot and thirsty when police arrived. Animal Services took it into their care, and they are now looking for its owner or a safe place that can provide specialized care it needs. You're probably wondering, why would anyone have this as a pet? Turns out you could have this in Texas. Kinkajous, though, are native to tropical rainforests from southern Mexico to Brazil. And again, they are legal to own here in Texas. So if that's your kinkajou, make sure you claim it. Mark Cuban is back on TV, but this time he's not looking for the next big deal. The Dallas billionaire and former Shark Tank investor is executive producing a new series called How to Change the World. The show follows entrepreneurs using innovation to help their communities, and it premieres September 10th on World Within Studios' YouTube channel. Cuban says he backed this series because he wants to show entrepreneurs who are solving problems and building something that lasts.